Hi, this is Tricia Palmer, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Peachtree City, with your weekly weather briefing for June 27th. Let's start with a brief recap of yearly rainfall. We'll focus on Atlanta and Macon, where the rainfall totals are the most impressive. For Atlanta, through yesterday, we have had 37.18 inches of rain. This is the 6th wettest start to the year. The record from January 1st through June 26th is 42.92 inches. Notably, it hasn't been this wet in Atlanta since 1975. For the month of June, we stand at 9.43 inches, which is already the third wettest on record, and of course the month isn't quite over yet. For Macon, the year-to-date rainfall total is 38.95 inches, which is the third wettest start to the year. June 2013 is already the wettest June on record for Macon. Now let's take a look at the weather expected for today. A large complex of thunderstorms developed overnight in the Tennessee Valley, moving south into Alabama by around 8 a.m. As temperatures warm today into the upper 80s, we expect that an outflow boundary from these morning storms will provide focus for storm development this afternoon. Additionally, the weak tail end of a cold front, stretching currently from the Great Lakes to the mid-Mississippi Valley, will push toward the southeast this afternoon. Moderate to strong instability will be in place simply due to the warm and humid conditions, and with support from the front and the outflow boundary, some storms may become severe. As a result, the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma has placed most of north and central Georgia in a slight risk for severe thunderstorms. The best chances for thunderstorms today are generally from the South Atlanta metro area into central Georgia. The complex of thunderstorms in northeast Alabama this morning has mostly dissipated, but additional thunderstorms are expected to develop this afternoon and evening, mainly in the area highlighted in yellow. The main threats with any thunderstorm that develops will be cloud-to-ground lightning, brief heavy rain, and gusty winds. Isolated severe storms will be possible just about everywhere this afternoon, with the main threats being damaging winds greater than 50 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail. The tornado risk is minimal, but non-zero. So while a brief weak tornado cannot be ruled out, strong winds and hail are the greatest threats. Keep in mind also that with the amount of rain we have had this year, soils remain saturated. This will not only lead to more rapid ponding of water in heavy rain, but there is an increased risk for trees to fall with lower wind speeds than might usually be expected. Over the next couple of days, the front that will push toward the southeast today will stall across the area, providing an enhanced focus for afternoon thunderstorm development. The best chances will be across the northern half of our forecast area on Friday and will shift further south on Saturday. While isolated severe storms cannot be ruled out, as is typical with summertime thunderstorms, the greatest risk for severe thunderstorms for the next few days looks to be this afternoon. So now let's look at the next week. Through early next week, the front will remain stalled across the state, bringing a continuation of showers and thunderstorms to the area, especially central Georgia. The front will wash out over the Florida Panhandle ahead of another weak front expected to push into the Tennessee Valley. By midweek, a more typical summertime pattern will be in place, with afternoon pop-up showers and thunderstorms expected along the western edge of a surface high located in the Atlantic. So given all that, for the next 7 days, rainfall totals are expected to range from around an inch in extreme northwest Georgia to over 3 inches in central Georgia. Keep in mind that these are base and average totals, meaning that some areas will receive more and some areas will receive less. Again, because the soils are saturated with continued heavy rainfall and afternoon thunderstorms, though it may be brief, there will be an increased risk for localized flash flooding, and it will not take particularly strong winds to bring down trees. And finally, let's take a look ahead to Independence Day. Keep in mind that this is 7 days out and the forecast will be adjusted between now and then, but for now the pattern of afternoon pop-up thunderstorms looks to remain in place. Because of southeast flow in place at the surface, available moisture will be pretty high, which will lead to an above-average chance of showers and thunderstorms. The current forecast already has 50 to 60% chances across the area. With the storms and cloud cover, high temperatures look to be slightly below average, and generally in the mid to upper 80s north to near 90 south. While it is, of course, too far out to get into any specifics as far as severe thunderstorms, any thunderstorm that develops will contain deadly cloud-to-ground lightning, gusty winds, and brief heavy rain. With all the Independence Day celebrations expected next week, please stay tuned to the latest weather conditions and don't hesitate to call us if you have public safety concerns. So in summary, let me reiterate again that soils are very saturated, so with any thunderstorm that develops, there is an increased risk for localized flash flooding and trees falling with sub-severe winds. For today, we are in a slight risk for severe thunderstorms with damaging winds and large hail the main threats. A typical summertime pattern will be in place over the next week, with afternoon showers and thunderstorms expected each day, including Independence Day. Also, because Independence Day is on Thursday, our next web briefing will be on Wednesday, July 3rd. We hope to see you all then. Have a great week.